So on big request I decided to make a new macro movie / add-on to show you the macros and add-ons I prefer to use in Arena, and hopefully it will give you some insight and inspiration for yourself, and hopefully you'll find something in this movie that are useful. I'll show you the add-ons I'm using first. The add-ons I mainly use in Arena is Button Forge, Doom Cooldown Pulse, Error Filter, Kuna, Loose Control, Move Anything, Omni CC, R nameplates and Save Q. Now the main add-ons I use in Arena is Button Forge. It creates an additional action bar in the middle of the screen, which I have Wind Shear, Grinding Totem, Tremor Totem and Hex on. Gives me a better visibility of their cooldown. And the second add-on is Doom Cooldown Pulse. It pulses and shows the cooldown when it's ready of every ability I have. I don't pay that much attention to it anymore. I'm probably gonna delete it quite soon. And another one is Error Filter. It removes the red text, you know, when you're spamming an ability and it just keeps saying like you can't do that while stunned, etc., and it just removes the whole red text middle of the screen. And there's an add-on here called Kuna. I'm not sure if this add-on is available online, but what it does, it gives me the trinket. It shows the trinket of the enemy next to the arena frame on the enemy team. And then there is Loose Control. What it does, it shows in the middle of my screen what debuff, like if I lose control of my character, such as Stun, Fear, Disarm, Silence, etc., to show an icon in the middle of my screen on top of my tune that says the duration of that effect. Loose Control also shows duration of CC abilities on my target frame, focus frame, party frame and arena frame, so I can see like if the target is hexed or repentance or whatever. It just shows it with a timer and the icon of the ability. And then maybe one of the most important add-ons I'm using is Move Anything. This add-on allows me to move all my frames, everything, the action bar, just move on anything that is the Blizzard default UI, and it's really helpful. I use that to move the arena frames 1, 2 and 3 or closer to the middle, so I can get a better look at the casting bar, and also increase the size on the arena frame. And then there's another called Omni CC. What it does, it shows a cooldown timer on my abilities. As you can see, there's a number on when my abilities are in cooldown. That's what this ability does. It just shows like the timer on it. And I use R nameplates. That's the kind of enhances the visual style of the Blizzard default nameplates. It gives it a better look. Now, Save Q is probably one of the most used add-on next to Gladius by high rated players, because it removes the Leave Arena button when Arena Q pops. That way you won't accidentally misclick. Instead of pressing enter, you just press leave. This add-on does, it removes the leave button and you can only enter Arena. It prevents you from losing a lot of rating to like a silly mistake. That was my add-ons, and I'm going to talk about my macros. One of my definitely most used macros are the Arena Target 1, 2 and 3. What it does, it has an ability binded to each arena enemy. That way I can easily multi-shock, multi-hex and multi-set focus. For example, on this one I have it bind to my Naga mouse. So when I press my Naga 1, it will Wind Shear the Arena Target 1. And if I hold control down, it will set the target to focus. And if I hold alt down, it will hex the target. And have that for each arena player. I also have AT1 and A2 and A3, which when I press the macro, it just targets that arena player. So for example, if a mage is using mirror images, a hunter is using Fake in Death, I can easily retarget that player without actually having to click him. Another macro I'm using is Bind of the Elements. What it does, it just simply binds the water elemental if I mouse over it and press it. So if I have 5 stacks of Maelstrom, just mouse over the water elemental if I need to. sometimes you can predict the mage using the Frost Nova from the pets, and it's a really nice macro to control the CC to the mage. And I also have a shield macro. What it does, if I press it once, I use lightning shield, and if I hold shift down and press the same button, I use Watershield. So that way I kind of save bar space by just having it in one place. I also have a macro for focus. What it does, if I press it once, it sets my target to focus, and if I hold shift down and press the button one more time, I can set my mouse over to focus. And I also have another macro which I only use when I spec into Frozen Power. What it does, it symbiosis my focus target and frost shocks him. So if I have it on a healer, it will nomod the healer and set a solar beam on top of him. And that way he can't heal or can't dispel or anything get out of it. I also have a grounding totem macro that stops casting if I'm somehow casting something. I don't use this on an enhance as much. I use it mostly on restore elemental, where you just need to stop casting to ground an ability or a spell. Now I also have a healing / cleanse macro for party target 1 and party target 2. Party target 1 is the person on top, party target 2 is the person number 2. So that's simple. What it does, if I press the button once, it will cleanse the person for curses, so I can very fast remove hexes of my healer or my teammates by just pressing it fast. If I hold my alt button down and presses the same button, it will heal that target, so I have cleanse and heal in one macro. Another macro I have is remove buff. It cancels the buff. For example, if we get Totemtoe quite fast, and instead you don't want to click it off, because maybe if you are too fast and you just click off your stamina buff or some other important buff instead of the buff, so, or the hand of protection it's called now. So it's actually nice to just have / cancel aura hand of protection when you're on full HP instead of sitting full duration out, so you have more uptime. I also have a purge macro. It purges my target. If I hold the alt button down, it purges my focus target. It's that simple. I use a rock biter macro. Actually, the rock biter macro and the flame tongue macro and the frostbrand macro are all the same. What it does, it changes the offhand weapon enchant only. That way, you don't have to first change, re-equip your main weapon enchant and then re-equip your offhand weapon enchant. You can just press the button and change the offhand only. It's a must in my opinion. It's really handy. And I also have a normal focus shock target, wind shear. Nothing special really. Most shamans should have that. I have a tremor macro. What it does, it pops tremor, and if I press it one more time, it removes tremor. That way I get half of the duration back because of the totemetic restoration. If enemy, let's say you're facing a shadow priest, I suggest you don't always cancel it, because if you use shadow fiend for example, you should let the tremor stay full duration. Sometimes it's very situational. And of course I have a one-shot macro, as I think every class have. You just pop it in battlegrounds. I rarely use this in arena. Sometimes I just pop each individual cooldown. This one is really fun to pop in BGs. What it does, it pops Stormlash Totem, Ascendance, Ancestral Guidance if I spec that. It uses my Agility Trinket. If I'm on my Orc Shaman, it pops the Racial Blood Fury, and it also pops Elemental Mastery if I spec that. So it's a fun macro to have. I also have let's see, like a macro for my talents. If you see here, if I spec CLT, it's Call of the Elements. If I spec this, I have it bound on shift 1. That way I don't have to re-drag ability back down. For example, if you respec in arena, I don't have to like do this, drag it back down, because it's already there from the macro. So it's just a handy way. I've done that with the Windwalker Totem, and some other totems or abilities, so Astral Shift, Bulwark Totem, Call of the Elements. etc. I also have a shamanistic rage macro. What it does, it just uses shamanistic rage and it uses healthstone. It's maybe not something I recommend you to do. I'm probably gonna rebind. You know, I don't play with a warlock, so I don't really use healthstone that much. I might do so in the future, so I actually might bind healthstone for itself. But if you're a person that keep forgetting using healthstone in arena, just bind it to abilities you know you will use when you're about to take a lot of damage or about to die. You know, like shamanistic rage, stone form, whatever. You know, stone bulwark, astral shift. Those abilities is nice to just bind a healthstone to. And the same goes to stone form. I use the ratio, it's like use healthstone, same thing. I also have another macro that uses self cleanse. I just press the button and it cleanses myself. Yeah, guess that's all my macros. So yeah, that's my macros and add-ons. I hope you found something useful in this video. If you have any questions, just ask them below, I'll try to answer. And if you have any video requests, you can also post that too. I'll try to upload more videos in the future. And if there is anything, just ask. And thank you for watching.